Alright, let's see if this ride is really as easy as it looks. Roll in a Cart has a funny way of tricking new players into thinking they're just sitting back and enjoying the track. Everything starts off nice and smooth, the cart begins to roll forward, and for a moment it almost feels like a relaxing journey. But anyone who's played this game before already knows that's only the beginning. The farther you travel, the faster everything becomes, and before long every second demands your full attention. The opening section gives us enough time to get comfortable with the speed and understand how the course is built. Instead of throwing impossible obstacles at us immediately, the game slowly introduces its rhythm. That makes every new part of the track feel natural while quietly preparing us for much bigger challenges later. It's a smart design because the excitement keeps growing instead of appearing all at once. As the cart continues moving, the scenery starts changing and the course becomes much more interesting. Every section feels different from the previous one, giving the ride the feeling of a real adventure instead of simply repeating the same idea over and over again. You never know exactly what's waiting ahead, and that's one of the biggest reasons this game stays entertaining. Curiosity keeps pulling you forward just as much as the speed itself. The pace is beginning to build now, and you can already feel that the easy part won't last much longer. Every corner seems a little tighter, every downhill section adds more momentum, and suddenly staying on the track becomes something you actually have to think about. The challenge isn't just reaching the end, it's keeping your cool while the game keeps increasing the pressure. One thing I really enjoy is how every successful section gives you more confidence. After making it through another difficult stretch, you naturally start believing you can handle whatever comes next. That's usually when the game decides to surprise you with another unexpected twist. It constantly keeps you alert without ever feeling unfair, and that balance is what makes every run exciting. As we move deeper into the course, it becomes obvious that this isn't just about speed anymore. Timing, patience, and staying focused are becoming just as important. Rushing rarely helps because the track rewards smooth reactions instead of panic. The more relaxed you stay, the easier it becomes to keep the cart under control, even when everything around you starts moving much faster. So far, the run is going exactly the way we hoped. We've made it through the opening challenges, the cart is carrying plenty of momentum, and the adventure is only getting better. But this is still only the beginning. The most exciting sections are waiting farther ahead, and from this point on the ride is about to become much more unpredictable. Let's keep moving, stay locked in, and see just how far this incredible run can take us. The ride is starting to feel completely different now. What began as a calm trip has turned into something much more exciting, and the track is making sure we never get too comfortable. Every new section introduces another surprise, encouraging us to stay alert instead of simply enjoying the scenery. That's exactly why Roll in a Cart is so much fun. The game keeps changing the pace just when you think you've figured everything out. The cart is carrying much more speed than before, and every movement suddenly feels more important. A turn that looked simple only a few moments ago now demands perfect timing, while the longer straight sections build even more momentum for whatever challenge comes next. The faster we travel, the less time we have to react, making every successful stretch of the course feel even more satisfying. One thing that's impossible to ignore is how quickly the atmosphere changes. The peaceful beginning has disappeared, replaced by constant action and a growing sense that something unexpected could happen at any moment. That's what keeps the adventure entertaining. You're never just waiting for the finish line because every part of the track has something new to offer before you get there. As we continue moving forward, confidence becomes just as valuable as quick reactions. If you hesitate too much, it's easy to lose your rhythm. At the same time, rushing into every section without thinking usually creates even bigger problems. Finding the right balance is what separates a smooth run from one that ends far earlier than expected. Staying calm while the speed continues increasing is becoming one of the biggest challenges of the entire ride. The changing environment also keeps the journey feeling fresh. Every new area has its own look, making the adventure feel much bigger than a simple cart ride. Instead of repeating the same scenery over and over, the course constantly gives us something different to look at while introducing another obstacle or another fast section waiting just ahead. It creates the feeling that we're traveling through an entire Roblox world instead of following a single track. Now the pace is really starting to build. The cart races through the course with very little room for mistakes, and every successful section feels like another small victory. The excitement comes from knowing that the next challenge could appear at any moment, forcing us to react quickly while still keeping complete control. That's exactly the kind of gameplay that makes you want to keep going until the very end. So far, everything is still coming together nicely. We've handled every difficult section, kept our momentum alive, and continued pushing deeper into the course without letting the track slow us down. But it's obvious that the hardest parts are still waiting ahead. The speed keeps climbing, the course is becoming more unpredictable, and the next stage of this adventure is about to test everything we've learned so far. Let's keep rolling and see if this incredible run can continue without a single crash. The adventure has reached the point where every second feels more intense than the last. The cart is flying across the track with incredible speed now, and there's almost no time to relax between one challenge and the next. Every successful section builds even more momentum, making the ride feel faster, smoother, and much more unpredictable than it did at the beginning. It's amazing how quickly a simple cart ride transforms into something that keeps you completely focused from start to finish. At this stage, the track seems determined to keep surprising us. Just when it feels like we've settled into a comfortable rhythm, another unexpected section appears and forces us to adapt all over again. That's one of the biggest strengths of Roll in a Cart. The game constantly changes the experience without making it feel unfair. Instead of repeating the same obstacles, it keeps introducing new situations that make every minute of the journey feel different. The speed is becoming a real challenge now. Every downhill section adds even more momentum, and every corner feels like it arrives just a little sooner than expected. There's barely enough time to think before another decision has to be made. That's where staying calm becomes incredibly important. Panicking usually creates mistakes, while trusting your reactions makes the entire ride feel much smoother. Looking around, it's easy to appreciate how much variety the course offers. Every area has its own atmosphere, making the adventure feel like one long journey instead of a collection of similar tracks. One moment you're racing through an open section with plenty of room ahead, and the next you're entering another part of the course that demands a completely different approach. That constant change is what keeps the excitement alive. The further we travel, the more rewarding every successful section becomes. Reaching another checkpoint isn't just progress anymore, it's proof that we're keeping up with the increasing difficulty. Every obstacle left behind feels like another achievement, and every smooth turn builds even more confidence for whatever challenge is waiting next. The game has found a perfect balance between exciting gameplay and constant tension. Even though the ride is becoming more difficult, it also becomes much more enjoyable. The faster the cart moves, the greater the feeling of accomplishment every time we stay on the rails. Instead of simply hoping to reach the finish, we're now fully committed to seeing this incredible run through to the very end. That's the moment where the game really starts rewarding patience, focus, and steady reactions. We're getting closer to the final stage now, but it's obvious the course still has a few surprises left. The momentum keeps growing, the action never slows down, and the adventure feels more exciting than ever before. Everything we've learned since the beginning of the ride is about to be tested one last time. Let's stay focused, keep the cart under control, and see if we can finish this amazing Roblox adventure without letting the track defeat us at the very end. We've finally reached the last stage of today's adventure, and the finish line is almost within reach. After everything we've experienced, this is where the entire run depends on staying focused until the very end. The cart is moving faster than ever, the track is still full of surprises, and even now there's no room for careless mistakes. One wrong move could end the journey just before the finish, so we're keeping our attention on every part of the course. No matter how confident we feel, the game is still capable of surprising us with one final challenge before everything is over. Looking back, it's hard to believe how much the ride has changed. What started as a slow and relaxing trip gradually became a fast-paced adventure that constantly tested our reactions. Every new section increased the challenge, every successful turn built more confidence, and every obstacle reminded us that the game was never going to let us relax for too long. That's exactly what makes Roll in a Cart so enjoyable. The excitement keeps growing naturally from beginning to end, making every completed section feel more rewarding than the last one. The final stretch still isn't giving us an easy ride. The speed stays high, the course keeps changing, and the track continues asking for perfect timing. Even though we're close to finishing, we're treating these last moments just like every difficult section before them. Staying calm has worked throughout the entire run, and there's no reason to change that strategy now. Every successful corner proves that patience and good timing are always better than rushing and hoping for the best. One thing I really like about this game is that every run feels different. Sometimes everything goes perfectly, while other times one unexpected moment completely changes the adventure. That's what makes reaching the finish so satisfying. It feels like you've actually earned it instead of simply following the track from start to finish. Every ride creates its own story, and that's what keeps players coming back for another attempt again and again. Now the goal is right in front of us. After overcoming every challenge along the way, there's only one thing left to do: stay on the rails for just a little longer. The excitement is higher than ever because we know we're only moments away from completing the ride, but the game is still asking us to stay sharp until the very last second. One final push is all we need, and after such an incredible journey it would be the perfect way to finish today's adventure. And we did it! From the peaceful beginning to the fastest and most exciting parts of the course, this adventure kept getting better with every section. If you enjoyed today's Roll in a Cart gameplay, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more Roblox adventures, and tell me in the comments which game I should play next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Roblox challenge. The finish line is finally within sight, but the ride isn't over just yet. After everything we've been through, these last moments still demand complete focus. The cart is carrying plenty of speed, the track refuses to give us an easy ending, and one careless mistake could still ruin an amazing run. That's why we're staying locked in until the very last second. Looking back, it's incredible how much this adventure has changed. What started as a calm ride slowly transformed into a fast-paced challenge filled with unexpected turns, exciting sections, and moments that tested our reactions. Every obstacle made the journey more rewarding, and every successful stretch brought us one step closer to the goal. Now there's only one thing left to do: keep the cart on the rails and finish strong. After making it this far, there's no reason to rush or panic. A smooth finish is far better than taking unnecessary risks when victory is already so close. Just a few more seconds of concentration and this adventure will be complete. And there it is, we made it. From the slow beginning to the fastest parts of the course, this ride kept getting more exciting every minute. That's exactly why Roll in a Cart is so enjoyable. Every run feels like its own adventure, and reaching the end always feels rewarding. If you enjoyed today's gameplay, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more Roblox adventures, and tell me in the comments which game I should play next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.